Hello everyone, I welcome back you all again to the another video. We the students of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering in the Department of Computer Science Engineering. Today in this video, we will be discussing about the subject called Oops with Java and particularly about the topic called a simple game of tic-tac-toe. Today in this video, we will be discussing about introduction, objective, coding, implementation and result and finally the conclusion. Now let me see about the introduction part. The tic-tac-toe game is a console-based Java application designed to recreate the one of the most popular and universal recognized games in an history. It allows the two human players to interact with the program intel. The project aim is to strengthen the foundational programming skills by focusing on the concept in an Java, such as arrays, loops, conditions, and the basic input and output handling. Developing this game requires a players to not only understand the programming syntax but also apply the logical thinking to manage game flow, determine the valid moves, and detect the winning condition. Each aspect of game, starting from the initialization and empty board to declare a winner, demands a structured thinking and careful planning.
Now let us talk about the objectives of this project. The primary objective of this project is to provide hands-on experience in Java programming by building a functional and interactive application. Through the tic-tac-toe game, learners can achieve the following: understand and implement control structures. The game flow is controlled by loops and conditional statements. Players alternate turns and the program checks for winning conditions after each move. These control structures enable smooth progression of the game. Work with arrays and data structures. The 3 into 3 grid is represented as a two-dimensional character array, giving learners an understanding of data storage and manipulation in memory. Input and output handling. The console-based interface requires handling user input and displaying game status updates. Players are prompted to enter their desired positions and the program verifies these inputs before updating the board. Error handling. This project introduces basic error handling by validating moves and ensuring that players cannot select already occupied cells. It teaches learners to account for user errors and manage game flow effectively. Logic building and game design. Developing a winning and draw detection algorithm introduces logical thinking. The program must accurately recognize if a player has achieved three consecutive marks and end the game appropriately.
Yeah, let's see the coding part of this game that we have used for uh, tic-tac-toe. So our main theme is it allows two users to play the game that we have represent in the X and O format. So introduction, firstly, what is tic-tac-toe? So a two-player game played on a 3 cross 3 grid. So it is normally we all know that it is a 3 cross 3 game board, and that's why we have given here a 9 positions that from 1 to 9, and that is the positions of the each player's move. Then the objective, align three of your symbols, that is X or O, horizontally, vertically or diagonally. So it is the main theme of the game. Then purpose of the code. So this Java code allows two players to play tic-tac-toe interactively in the console. So that is the main goal of the code. Then program overview, we will see how the program will work. So what does this program, what the program does means allows players to take turns, inputs moves, check for winners and display the board. So this is the main overview of the code. Then let's see the structure of the code. So here I will give main points that how the structure of the code is based. So divide main class and setup. So firstly we can see the main class, that is the program start with a main method that is from board and the current player game ended scanner. So these are the main inputs, the main four goals of the code. So firstly, board. So board is made up of a 3 cross 3 matrix, that is mainly 3 rows and the 3 columns, that for the 9 positions of the 9 moves we can say. So 3 cross 3 array represents the game board with numbers 1 to 9 for users friendly input. Then a current player. So here the current player displays the whose moves next is. So who will play the current move. So it will tell us that the tracks the players either X or O. So who is playing whether X or O. So then game ended. So a boolean flag to end the game when there is a winner or a tie. So it tells a game ended variable tells so who has win or not. The scanner used to take the input. So yes, mainly we will in Java we take scanner for the input. Then game loop. So here I will explain the game. Yeah, nextly we will see the game loop. So the main game logic runs in a while loop. So that is we have taken while not equal to, in that format we have given here. So print the board. So calls print board to display the current state. So print board we have used a print board variable to display the current state of the player. Then ask for a move, prompts the current player to input their move from 1 to 9. Then validate the move. So validate the move, check if the move given by user is correct or not. We will check that. Then update the board. So replace the cell with the player symbol X or O. So 1 to 9 in the place of 1 to 9, we will replace uh, whether X or O. Then update, then check for game over. So use check win to see if the current player win or is board full to check for a tie. So we will use two variables, that is check win or is board full. So these are the two variables that used to check whether two users are win or not. Yeah, then switch players. So that is swapping or switching of players from X and X to O. It is also a main theme. Then helper methods. So print board is help us to visually appealing way and demonstrate how it uses loops to display rows and separators. And check win checks all possible winning conditions, that is rows, columns and diagonals. So we input three we check in three manner, that is from rows and column wise or diagonal wise we will check it is win or not. So that's why check win checks the condition and is board full. It iterates through the board to check if any empty spots and returns to if board is full or not. So this is all the uh, coding part of this game we have used in here.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk you through a simple Java program for the classic game Tic-Tac-Toe. I will explain what happens in this game step by step. So let's dive into it. So when you start the game, you'll see an empty 3x3 grid displayed in the console. This grid has 9 spaces where each player will place their symbol either X or O. The goal of the game is for one player to get 3 of their symbols in a row. This could be across any row, down any column, or even diagonally. So at the start, it's all blank, just waiting for player to make their moves. How player take turns. The game begins when player X they got to go first. When it's player X turns, they pick a number that represents a cell on the grid where they want to place their X. Once they enter their choice, the program updates the grid, showing an X in the spot they choose. Then it's player O's turn when do the same thing. choose a number for an empty cell to place their O, and the grid updates to show an O in that spot. The game keeps switching turns between the player X and player O until someone wins or the grid fills up. Avoiding mistakes by choosing occupied cells. One helpful feature we included is a check to make sure players don't accidentally choose a cell that's already taken. If a player tries to pick a spot where there is already an X or O, the game will give an error message that says this spot is already taken, please choose another. This helps keeping the game fair and make sure the grid doesn't get messed up by having two marks in one cell. How the game knows if someone won. Now let's say the game is going well and one of the player is choose to getting 3 in a row. After each move, the game checks to see if the player has won. It looks for the 3 of the same symbol in a row or a column or diagonally. If player X gets 3x in a line, the game will immediately announce player X wins. The game stops there and we have a winner. It's the same for player O if they get 3 in a row first. What happens if there is a tie? But what if the grid fills up and no one has 3 in a row? That's called a tie or a draw. If all 9 cells are filled and there is no winner, the game ends by showing a message saying it's draw. This way, the game doesn't go on forever if there is no way for either player to win. Wrapping it all up. So that's how our tic-tac-toe game works from start to finish. Building this game taught us some really useful Java skills like storing data in arrays, using loops to handle turns, and using conditions to check if someone has won or if there is a tie. It's a great project for learning the basics of programming because it covers important concepts but it's still simple and fun. Thank you so much for